Hi, this is James from Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to look at the 2 to 8 player game Virtual Reef Diver by Half Monster Games. So let's go ahead down to the table. I'll give you a general overview, then we'll come back and I'll give you my final thoughts. Alright, so this is the initial setup of Virtual Reef Diver. In Virtual Reef Diver, you're going to have 9 different cards out, and you're going to set yourself up in 2 different teams, or in the advanced mode you can do individual, so you can try that. So in the basic game, you're going to try to collect the most reef cards by the end of the game, and the game's going to go through 3 rounds. Alright, how you play the game is you're going to take turns trying to identify the type of each card in the reef. And what you're going to do after that is, if you guess it correctly, you're going to look at the back and make sure that you guessed it correctly. If you didn't guess it correctly, you'll put it at the bottom of the deck and put a new card out. If you did guess it correctly, it's going to go in your pile to count towards it, points at the end of the game. Now, if you correctly identify one of the technology cards, which is like one of these, and say it's scuba gear, then you will also get an action card. And what will happen with that, so let's say I correctly identify the scuba gear, I put it over here. It doesn't count as points, so I don't get any points for that, but I do get an action card. And the action cards help you learn a little bit more. So like this one says classifying images. You can help classify images and contribute directly to generating data for the reef conservation, and there's the website. And it also gives an ability that you can play throughout the game, and this one here says play this card to draw 3 organism cards, which is going to be here, from the deck, and attempt to correctly identify them. Keep all the ones you correctly identify and discard the ones you don't. Now you're going to repeat all these 3 steps here until all these cards are gone. Once all these cards are gone, you're going to draw a reef disturbance card, and the reef disturbance card is going to cause an action to happen. So this says rising global oceans temperatures are hazardous to all corals on the reef. All players lose both soft coral and hard coral, so you'll lose all those cards that you had, preventing you from being able to get some of those points. And you're going to continue this until the 3rd reef disturbance card is drawn, and at that point the game ends. There is an advanced mode to the game, and in the advanced mode you're simply going to have to also identify the common names, taxonomy, family, and habitat of each coral card. And in the game, to help out, you also have the organism types card. That organism type card will help you with the basic game here, give you the 7 different categories that each of them can be. So you have some of the cards like this algae card here that lets you save other cards. So this one here can let you save a hard coral from any reef disturbance, so you can try to mitigate some of those reef disturbance abilities by correctly identifying these cards. So that's just a brief overview of the game. Let's go ahead back to the table here, and I'll give you my final thoughts. So yeah, Virtual Reef Diver is an educational game. It is good for teaching kids about the coral reef. It's good to teach them about the different organisms there, so the habitat. It's good to teach them about the different threats that are facing the coral reef off of Australia. So I do highly recommend it for that. I have some younger children that it's going to be perfect to have them play. It's good to play several times, so you can get the different animals and stuff memorized, and their genotypes and all sorts of fun stuff, and they can get used to the different cards that come in that cause issues. And I do recommend this game highly for that. So if you're looking for something like that, pick it up. That is Virtual Reef Diver by Half Monster Games. Thank you for watching.